Alex was born 3 months premature, so we knew pretty much from the get-go, from after delivery. They shared that he was very sick and that he probably had an 80% chance that he would not make it through the evening. And so we knew we were faced with some challenges. He was diagnosed with cerebral palsy pretty much from the time we left the hospital. And he was there for 2.5 months and came home. He probably has the mental capability of maybe a 4 or 5-year-old. He was impacted with his physical abilities. He is unable to walk independently. We are blessed that he can walk with a walker and holding your hand. You have to take charge. You have to, you can't, I think sometimes people have a tendency to have a pity party, if you will, or become a victim to this and use it always as the reasons why they can't do things. And you can't do that. It's not good for you, it's not good for anyone else involved, and it definitely isn't good for your child that has the developmental disabilities. So we got pretty aggressive. We searched out what kind of resources that were available. At the time, it was the Springfield Regional Center was kind of our introduction, where he was tested at about 18 months. And then we, through there, met people that had been in our lives even to this day, and have been through with Alex for now 26 plus years. You know what was amazing with it, and we laughed and cried about this a lot, because those first, particularly the first year, there's a lot of tears back and forth, and there's days that you just go, how can I do this? And I would find myself, if I was in a funk, JD would be the one that was taking charge, and we're going to get through this and we're going to do this. And then the next day he may be in a funk, and then I'm back to being we're okay. And we were just so blessed that we just never both got in a funk at the same time. So we had to lean on each other a lot. So we moved into an apartment in June, and his now normal day is, you know, he gets up, he's become quite a bit more independent, he's become quite a bit more verbal. You take him to the store now and he's picking stuff off the shelves, whether you want that or need that. And he seems to have an air about him that says, yeah, I can do this. I have my life. And he has a community. And I think when he first moved into the apartments, one of the first things, and again, we were anxious because we were like, oh, what are we doing? Are we sure we want to do this? And one of the residents came down and said, do you mind if I come in and play with your Nintendo, with your Wii? And so Alex was, you know, yeah, and they sat on the couch and started to play a game, and I watched the interaction, and I thought, all of us want a sense of community. It doesn't matter if we're in college or we're at a workplace, we want a sense of community where we can interact with people that have similar likes or motivations that we do. And I realized that Alex now had his community. They laugh, they love including him. They arranged for him to go to a concert a couple years ago and saw the Lumineers in St. Louis, and just marveled. I think they loved watching the group, but I think they more marveled at watching Alex watch that group in that kind of environment because of his love of music. And the amazing thing is, you feel so helpless when it first happens. You think, my life will never be the same. I'll never be happy again. I mean, that's where I felt when I first was impacted by it. And it's crazy because you experience a happiness that is so different than what a lot of folks get to experience, because you take a lot of joy in very little monumental things. They're, you know, that I know that's kind of oxymoron, little and monumental, but they are. I wish I had been able to look, you know, now 26 years down the line, because it has been such a great experience. I mean, obviously, I would love for Alex to have all his capabilities, and but at the same time, Alex is Alex, and you take a joy in what he is able to do, and what his personality, and what things bring him joy, and that it is going to be okay, and you are going to make it, and you're going to be surprised. It's going to be a different kind of quote-unquote normal, but I don't think it necessarily means it's a worse normal. I think, if anything, it's probably a greater normal.